Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Monday Collective Worship. I hope you've had a lovely half-term break, a good rest, and you're feeling all ready for the half-term ahead. Now, because it's a new half-term, we have a new theme for this half-term, and that theme is justice, as you can see there. You can see a little Bible verse at the bottom there that says, "Learn to do right, seek justice." And we'll think over the half term a little bit more about what that quote means and also the relevance of the picture that you can see there on the screen. But today the topic is treating people fairly, which is all to do with justice. And we can see another Bible verse there which says, "What does the Lord require of you? To act justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with your God." Christians believe that justice is a very important value, and you can see those words there describing that and its importance. So let's think a little bit about what justice is. I want you to have a little look at the picture on the screen there, and then you might need to pause the video so you can have a little think or have a little talk with the people around you about this image. So we've got a family there, we've got three people. It looks like the dad and two boys, perhaps they're brothers, and you can see that the two boys are stood on boxes and the dad is also stood on a box. Those boxes are all the same size, so they've got equality there, have they? They've all got equal sized boxes. Is this justice? Because they can all see over the fence. So is that fair? Maybe you think it is, maybe you think it's not. Have a moment right now just to pause the video, talk about that, think about that. Is this fair? Is this justice? Okay, now you've thought a little bit about that and talked about that, I'm sure you've got lots of different ideas. Well, first of all, what are they trying to do? What are they aiming to do? Well, they're all obviously trying to watch the baseball match over the fence, aren't they? Can they all do that? Well, the dad, who we're assuming is the dad, he can see, can't he? He can see really easily. He's well above the fence. The older brother, we're assuming, he can see. He can just see over the top of the fence perfectly, so he can watch. But the little brother, the youngest child, he can't see at all, can he? He's looking straight at the fence. So are they all getting what they need? No. So can we call that justice? Possibly not. Even though the boxes that they've got are all of equal size, they can't all see the baseball match. They aren't all getting what they need or what they want. So perhaps this isn't justice, even though their boxes are the same size. So I'm going to ask you again to pause the video in a second. Can any of you think of a solution? Pause the video now, think or talk about that. What could we do to solve the problem? Right, well, I'm sure some of you had some ideas, and let's have a little look at the next picture. Now, there we can see a solution. The dad, you can see, has given up his box, and he can still see perfectly fine over the top of the fence because he's tall enough. The older brother still has his box. He's got the one box and he can still see just like he could on the last picture. But they have given the dad's box to the little brother and put it on top of his first box, and he can now see over the fence, and you can see he's really enjoying watching the baseball match over the fence. So sometimes justice is not obvious, is it? Giving them a box each in this situation, giving them all the same thing, it might sound fair, but actually it wasn't really, and it wasn't creating justice or fairness or equality in actual fact. Even though they were equal in what they had, they were not equal in what they were able to see. Now, having shared the boxes out differently, they can all see and enjoy the baseball match together. So perhaps now they have justice. So if we look now at the two pictures side by side, we can see the difference between them. And we can see the difference between maybe having the same things and having what we want and what we need, and maybe they're not always the same. So that's what we're going to be thinking about this half term, is justice in all its different forms, and equality and fairness. These are all important words for us this half term. To help us to think about this, I've got a little acrostic poem like we've done before, and I want you to have a little think about each of the sentences that come up on the screen and spell out the word justice down the side. So justice is judging what is right. So just like you've just done with those pictures, is it fair? Is it right? Justice is understanding what is fair. Justice is standing up for those who need help. That's a really important one, and something that I hope that you all do, that when you see somebody in need, that perhaps you could help, or you're in a position to help, that we do so. Justice is trying to listen to both sides. Justice is informed and wise decisions. So not maybe instantly saying, for example, oh, well, they've all got a box each, so that's fair, that's just. Thinking about it, thinking it through, talking it through like lots of you have just done today. Justice is caring enough to take action. There's lots that we care about and lots of people that we care about, aren't there? And we have to make judgments about when we can and when we should help. Justice is equal opportunities for all. And that word opportunities is important, isn't it? Especially when we think back to the pictures that we've talked about today, because they had, at first, they had an equal number of boxes each. They had one box each, but they didn't have equal opportunities. By sharing out the boxes differently, they were able to have the same opportunities, the three of them. There we can see that word justice down the side there that we need to think about and try to understand as best we can this half term. So finally, let's just reflect on that for a moment, and I want you to think about what you've learned and seen today, this morning, and think about justice in our lives, in our school, what's just and what's fair and what's not, and what we can do to make sure we achieve justice wherever we possibly can. As usual, I'm going to say a little prayer now, and if you agree and you want to make it your own, you can say Amen at the end. You don't have to, of course, but you do need to be silent, to be still, to take this opportunity to reflect and think about our learning in collective worship today. Dear God, give us the strength to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Okay, everyone. Thank you for listening so nice today, children. I hope you have a lovely Monday and a lovely week back to learning, whether that be at home or in school after your half-term break. And I will speak to you all very soon. Bye-bye.